What's up guys, I'm Emily, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a 25-minute full body stretch, not yoga stretch. So all you'll need is a little bit of space, a soft surface, and be able to see your screen so you can follow along. Let's get right into it. So we'll start sitting cross-legged, so you can either just sit what's called Indian style, or you can have one foot kind of in front of the other, whatever feels best to you. And then you'll just lift the flesh out from underneath your sits bones, get nice and grounded down, rest your hands on your knees, drop your shoulders down away from your ears. And we're going to start with some neck rolls. So take a nice big inhale here, and as you exhale, drop your chin to your chest, and inhale, start to roll your ear over to one shoulder and drop your head back, inhaling. And exhaling, chin down to chest. So going, let's do 5 in one direction, inhaling as you drop your head back, and exhaling as you draw your chin to your chest. Just really slowly. Your 5th one, find your chin at your chest again, and then just start to roll to the other side. So inhaling your ear towards your shoulder, keep the inhale going as you drop your head back, and 5 circles in the opposite direction. And after that 5th one, coming back to a nice neutral spine, head is just resting right on the top of your spine. Hold on to your knees here. As you inhale, you're gonna press your chest forward, just finding a nice arch in your spine. And then exhale, round, hold on to your knees, use your knees as leverage, and just really let yourself sink back. So exaggerate this movement like a whole lot. Inhale, come forward, press your chest, lean into it. You can even lift your chin if that feels good. And exhale to round into your spine. Drop your chin in towards your chest. We'll just do a couple more times like this. Inhale. Exhale, round. Good. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, we're going to walk the hands forward. So starting to stretch into the outer hips a little bit, let your head fall forward. And you can walk out as far as feels good. Maybe let your head rest on your hands or your forearms. Keep your breath going. Slowly start to walk yourself back up. And then we're just going to switch the crossing of our legs and move through some similar exercises on the other side. So again, adjust your seat. Make sure that you're nice and grounded down. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears. And we're going to stretch our forearms. So depending on how flexible your forearms are, you can either go right into it with both hands, pressing your palms down onto the floor with your forearms facing forward. If that's too much, then just do one at a time, holding your fingers, pulling your fingers back towards your body, stretching out the forearm, and just breathe a couple seconds on one side and then the other. And if not, then you have both hands down here on the ground. Bend your elbows a little bit, straighten the elbows. Just find a place that feels like you're getting a good stretch, but it's not too much on the wrists or the forearms. Switch. If it's not too much, backs of the hands can go to the floor and really lean into it. Otherwise, fingers pointing down, holding onto the back of your hand to stretch the top of your forearm here. shake it out. Then inhale, reach your arms up over your head. As you exhale, twist. Bring your right hand to your left knee and your left hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist. Keep the shoulders down, away from your ears. Nice long neck. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, and exhale, twist to the opposite side, holding onto your knee and pressing your fingers behind your back, onto the floor behind your back for leverage. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, maybe you twist a little deeper. And then inhale, reach both arms up over your head again, and exhale, we'll fold forward. So again, going forward as far as feels good for you. Relax your head. Use an inhale to slowly start to come back up, and we're gonna stretch our legs out in front of us. I'm just gonna turn to the side so you can see. So take your legs a little bit wider than shoulder width distance apart. You can bring your hands behind your back so you have some support, and then we're just gonna point and flex the feet. Draw some circles with the toes. Just starting to warm up your ankles a little bit and the legs. Maybe bounce your knees around a little bit. And then this is just one of my favorite exercises because I tend to get a lot of cracks out of my back when I do it. So you're just gonna kind of you can hold your elbows down towards the floor with your fists here or out to the sides, either way. And then you just quickly twist side to side. So try to keep your head in line with your spine so you're not moving your head independently at all, but your whole upper body is moving as one unit. And you're just twisting it out side to side. This really loosens up my upper back for me. Give it a try, see how it feels. Gotta engage your core a little bit and keep the legs active too. And then slowly come back to center. We'll add another twist here. So stretch your arms out to the sides, inhale, and then exhale, start to twist to your left. Left hand reaches behind you, right arm reaches forward. Make sure your hips are still in a line, so as you twisted, your right hip didn't come forward, but the hips are still nice and square and neutral. Inhale here, and then exhale, reach forward, reach back. Feel the extremes of both sides, and then if it's available to you, you can reach for that left foot there. And if you need to, of course, bend your knees. If your legs are feeling tight, bend your knees. Totally fine. As we continue with this stretch, maybe your legs will start to open. You can push your heels a little forward and start to straighten the legs out. If not, that's okay. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Go. Shake it out, and arms out to the sides. Left arm comes forward, right arm comes back. Keep the hips square in a line. And then reach back, reach forward, bend knees if you need to. Thighs are active, feet are flexed. Feel the extremes. And then as you exhale, reach for that right foot. Stretch the right arm back behind you. Check out the arms a little bit. We'll bring our legs together now for just a regular seated forward fold. So again, adjust your seat if you need to, bend your knees if you need to, flex your feet. Big inhale here, and as you exhale, reach for the toes. Keep your chest nice and open so you're not rounding into your spine, but you're keeping a nice lengthened spine here. And if it feels pretty intense, feel free to let it out your mouth. Keep the breath moving. Eyes engaged. And let that go. Bend your knees. Come down onto your back. We're going to squeeze our knees into our chest here just for a moment. Rock side to side. And then start to rock forward and back. So you can hold on top of your knees or underneath your knees, whatever feels like it's easiest. And you're just going to get some momentum, rock and roll in your spine. Do this maybe 4 or 5 times. It's fun. You might notice any little lumps or bumps along your spine, and this can help to kind of release them. And then eventually we're going to come up to stand. So maybe you can do it without touching the floor, maybe not. Okay, so we're going to start with some ankle and foot movements. So coming up onto the toes and just circling one direction 4 or 5 times. And then circling out the other direction. And then switching foot. Come on to the left toes, circle, circle, circle. And then I like to roll over the tops of my toes. I get a lot of cracks out of my toes when I do this. So just rolling from the big toe all the way over to the pinky toe 3 or 4 times. It also stretches the front of your leg there, your shin. And then the other side. Check it out. And we'll move into our shoulders. So stretching your right arm across your chest, bending your left elbow and holding it there in place. Drop your shoulders down away from your ears. And create some resistance. So push your right arm into your left arm and then hug your left arm towards your body so that you're creating a nice stretch in that shoulder. And then shake it out, switch sides. So left arm comes across your chest, right arm hooks it in. Shoulders away from your ears, create some resistance. Shake it out, and we'll find a tricep stretch with a side stretch here. So starting with triceps, reach your right arm up over your head, bend your elbow, draw your fingers back down your spine, and then you'll bring your left hand to the top of your right elbow. Push the right hand down, or the right elbow down, and resist against that push. So you have a nice stretch there in the right tricep. Shoulders still down. And then inhale here, and we'll add a little side stretch. So as you exhale, start to tip your upper body over to the left. So now that deepens the tricep stretch, but also adds a little stretch into your side here. Keep both feet firmly planted. Maybe pour more weight into your right foot than your left, because the tendency would want to be to pour all your weight into your left foot. Good. And release that. We'll switch sides. Left arm comes up, fingertips down your spine. Press the top of that left elbow down and resist into that press. Find your tricep stretch first. Maybe reposition your center of gravity on your feet. And then when you're ready, start to tip over to the right. Inhale, come back up to center, shake everything out. And then you're just gonna cross your arms like you're annoyed. You're just like, oh, okay, I'm annoyed. And hold that in your arms. Inhale here. And then as you exhale, start to fold forward. Bend your knees. Let your head hang, let your arms hang. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Pour your weight in towards your toes. You maybe want to nod your head yes or shake your head no. Let any tension just dripping out of your shoulders and neck and head. When you're ready, release your hands down to the floor. Again, if this is too much, definitely knees can be bent as much as they need to be bent. But we're trying to stretch the backs of the legs here. So inhale just a little bit, bring your hands to your shins, roll your shoulders back, reach your head forward, and lengthen your spine. Press into your shins to stretch your spine even longer. Let that go. Bring your fingertips back down to the floor. We're going to take a wide stance, so a wide leg fold here, and then fold into the center. From here, we'll crawl our way into a lunge. So turn your right toes towards the front of the mat, spin your left toes onto your left toes, and then drop your left knee down. So we find a nice little lunge here. Lift your hands to your hips, nice tall spine, squeeze the inner thighs together. Make sure your knee is right on top of your ankle. Strong core here. Don't sink in, just letting your weight all come forward, but rather use some of the strength of your legs to engage the back stretch. And then we'll shift into a hamstring stretch. So press your right heel forward a little bit so the hips stay neutral. And they both stay placed right on top of that back knee. Right knee can absolutely be bent. Keep your toes flexed. And then maybe roll your foot side to side, just feeling the different stretches in your leg as you do that. Being really gentle. Come back to our lunge position, hanging out here, and then we're going to use the strength of our legs to press up into a high lunge here. Again, hands can be on your hips. That helps with balance. Now really focus your attention on your balance here. Straighten your front leg. If you need to hold on to a wall, do so. And then press your left heel back down so you have a really wide stance. Your hips are still pointing forward, but now you're stretching out that calf, the left calf here. And your left heel may not go all the way down to the ground. That's totally fine. Just let it go as far as it can so you feel a nice stretch in the left calf. Slowly bend into the right knee. Drop the left knee down to the floor again. You can bring your hands towards the front, and we're just going to cruise back into our wide leg fold here. Toes point towards the front of your mat, or the side of your mat. Fold in again. Maybe grab the outer edges of your feet. Shift your way over to the other side, left toes turn forward, come onto the back toes of your right foot, drop your knee down, squeeze the inner thighs together, hands to your hips. Not sinking your weight forward and just being lazy about it, but actually engaging the inner thighs, squeezing them together. Make sure your knee is right on top of your ankle. And then we'll move into our hamstring stretch. So shifting your hips back towards your right knee, keeping the hips in line. So sliding the left heel forward if you need to, toes flexed, knee bent if it needs to be. Maybe you rock the foot side to side. Get a little IT band stretch. Keeping your chest open, again, not collapsing or folding forward here, but nice long spine. Being intentional about your stretch. We'll get ready to come back up for a standing lunge. So position your front foot first because that's going to be your stability. Knee is on top of your ankle. And then press into the toes of your back foot. Lift your hands off the floor. Hands come to hips. Use your core and squeeze the legs together for stability. And then we'll find that calf stretch here. So really carefully starting to straighten out your front leg and let your back heel drop down towards the floor. Hips still pointing straight forward, so not opening the hips at all. Both hips point forward. Carefully bend into your front knee, bring your hands back down to the floor, and walk yourself back into our wide leg fold for the last time. Hands can be flat on the floor in front of you. Reach your hands to the outer edges of your feet maybe. then slowly bring your feet together, coming back to a forward fold. Let your head hang, bend your knees if you need to. And feel free to pedal out your feet here, so just lifting onto the toes of each foot. One last shake of the head. Big inhale and complete exhale. And then on your next breath, use your exhale to just slowly start to rise up. You can round into your spine here. And just really, really slowly stack one vertebrae on top of the next. Roll your shoulders back and then let your head come up. We just have one more stretch before we shake everything out and end our time today. So maybe rolling over the toes one more time. This is one of my favorite things to do, so I just do it automatically. And we're just gonna do a thigh stretch here. So bring your left foot into your left hand, maybe reach the right hand behind as well. And always trying to find resistance with your stretches. So if you flex the toes on the left foot and push the foot into your hands, you're gonna deepen your stretch. And carefully release, shake it out. And then switching sides, right foot into the right hand to start. Maybe reach the left hand back. Flex the toes. Press your foot into your hand. And really imagine your kneecap was like a super heavy weight and it was just being pulled down towards the floor. Okay, shake it out. And then shake everything out. Let the wrists go, let the shoulders go, let the legs go. All right, that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this 25-minute full body stretch. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know how you did in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions. Also, please subscribe and tap the notification bell so you get updated every time I upload a new video. But also, I need to reach 1,000 subscribers before I can monetize my content. So if you like my videos, you'd really be helping me out if you subscribed and continue to watch my videos, of course. That being said, I hope you guys are having a great day. You're staying healthy, happy, safe, and productive in your quarantine time. Don't waste this time. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. God bless you.